I want to start with looking at the Old Testament, Isaiah chapter 5. You don't need to turn there. I'm just going to read it. This is where this theme of the vine comes up. God brings it up. Isaiah talks about it, and then God kind of responds to what Isaiah says. Isaiah chapter 5, verses 1 through 7. Let me sing now for my well-beloved a song of my beloved concerning his vineyard. My well-beloved had a vineyard on a fertile hill, and he dug it all around, removed its stones, and planted it with the choicest vine. And he built a tower in the middle of it, and hewed out a wine vat in it. Then he expected it to produce good grapes, but it produced only worthless ones. And now God speaks. And now, O inhabitants of Jerusalem and men of Judah, judge between me and my vineyard. What more was there to do for my vineyard that I have not done in it? Why, when I expected it to produce good grapes, did it produce worthless ones? So now let me tell you what I'm going to do to my vineyard. I will remove its hedge, and it will be consumed. I will break down its wall, and it will become trampled ground, and I will lay it waste. It will not be pruned or hoed, but briars and thorns will come up. I will also charge the clouds to rain, no rain on it. For the vineyard of the Lord of hosts is a house of Israel, and the men of Judah his delightful plant. Then he looked for justice, but behold, bloodshed. For righteousness, but behold, a cry of distress. So this is God saying, I had plans for my people. It was to be fruitful in the very best ways, and yet this junk has come about. Now this is, Assyria is going to come in a short while and overrun the 10 tribes in the north. So God is threatening judgment on his people. But he's saying it's because you guys blew it. Now this is from Psalm 80. A similar kind of a thing. Psalm 80, verses 8 through 15. Thou didst remove a vine from Egypt. Thou didst drive out the nations and didst plant it. Thou didst clear the ground before it, and it took deep root and filled the land. The mountains were covered with its shadow, and the cedars of God with its boughs. It was sending out its branches to the sea, and its shoots to the river. Why hast thou broken down its hedges, so that all who pass that way pick its fruit? A boar from the forest eats it away, and whatever moves in the field feeds on it. O God of hosts, turn again now, we beseech thee. Look down from heaven and see, and take care of this vine, even the shoot which thy right hand has planted, and on the son whom thou hast strengthened for thyself. Again this lament. This vine has not done what it should do. It has not produced these things it's supposed to. But now we come to John 15. And Jesus says, I am the true vine. Now this is a pattern in the Gospel of John especially, but also in the Old and New Testament, how the many things that Israel was supposed to see, Jesus says, I am. He says, this vine didn't come out the way it should. I'm the true vine. He says in John 6, they had the manna in the wilderness. I am the bread of life. He says in John 2, destroy this temple, me, and I'll raise it again in 3 days. So he's saying he's the fulfillment of all these things that were not hinted at, but that were incomplete in the Old Testament. In, I think it's 1 Corinthians 3 or 4, Paul says, Christ is our Passover. In Luke 9, it says, he is our Exodus. So he's fulfilling these things. And he's saying, I will fulfill in myself what the nation has failed to do. I will be the true vine.